Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel for another video this week. I'm really excited about this video because I spent a lot of time planning it and writing it out and outlining it, so I hope that this is going to go well. However, I do anticipate that this is going to be a long video. So with that being said, definitely buckle in, and I am going to leave timestamps in the description for you to click ahead if some of this is not applicable for you and you don't want to watch all of it. But first and foremost, if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell if you want to get an update for every time that I upload a video. I'm super close to 1,000 subscribers, and once I hit that mark, and as well as up my public view number, then I'll be able to get this channel monetized. So make sure you subscribe, keep watching my videos, because soon enough I will actually have a monetized channel. And finally, before I get into it, this week on Friday, I'm going to be sending out my first newsletter from my website, which is basically an email that hits your inbox on a monthly basis that updates you about all of my content as well as personal updates, things I've been thinking about, content that I'm planning on making, and articles that I've been reading for that month. So if you want to be a part of my newsletter, check in the description for the link to sign up. All you need is your name and your email, and I won't use your email for anything other than the purposes of the newsletter. So make sure you sign up if you want to get a newsletter in your inbox this week. This video is actually super important for those of you that are indecisive about what to do the upcoming semester. So I'm basically just going to break down fall semester 2020. Should you attend? As we know, for a lot of people, it's going to be mainly or fully online. And in addition to that, I'm also going to give you advice on what you should do if you are planning on taking a leave of absence. So ideas on what you can do at that time, how you can spend your time productively or efficiently, or even just self-care wise, somehow that you can actually give yourself a break that you might deserve if you're a super overwhelmed, hardworking college student. So, of course, coronavirus is leading a lot of schools to make the decision that their classes are going to be fully online, or maybe some are doing the hybrid model, where some students are coming back to campus and some classes are going to be in person. But for the most part, a lot of institutions are going online. And one thing is for certain is that this upcoming semester is going to be unlike anything that anybody in our generation has ever seen. So it's going to be massively different from the previous years that we've attended, or if you haven't even attended, from what you've seen college to be like. Now, I'm in California, and as of right now, almost every single California institution that I know of is going fully remote, completely online. The only ones that I know that haven't made that decision yet, I think, are UCLA and Harvey Mudd, which is one of the colleges in my consortium. But as of right now, USC, UC Berkeley, all of the other Claremont colleges, I don't know about Stanford actually, but yeah, a lot of California universities are going online, and if they haven't announced it yet, I would pretty much plan, because coronavirus cases are really bad in California as I'm filming this at the end of July, I would pretty much plan that if you go to a California institution, that your classes are going to be online for the fall semester. With that being said, most of us did not sign up for this situation or even plan this, and especially pay the same amount of tuition for this type of scenario. So that may be leading you to ask the question, should I attend fall 2020 semester? Should I take a leave of absence for this semester, or should I take a leave of absence for the entire year? And now this is all going to vary wildly depending on your individual situation. People have different financial situations, people have different housing situations, your college could be different. I'm just talking about California, your major, like there's so many things that could vary widely as to how you're going to approach coming to this conclusion. I'm going to consider all of the reasons as to why you shouldn't go and why you shouldn't do online classes, why you should do online classes, and my advice if you are planning on taking a leave of absence. So again, everything that I say is not going to apply to every single person. It's going to just be completely individual experience. But first, before all of that, I want to explain my situation and what I plan on doing for the upcoming semester. So if you're new to my channel, hi, hello, I'm Carol Ann. I make videos about college, mostly sociology, mental health when it comes to college, studying, stuff like that. I have a whole bunch of other genre of videos, but when it comes to college, those are mostly the videos that I make. I am actually a second semester senior coming up, so that means fall is going to be my last semester. I will be done with my undergraduate degree, and I will have my degree. So in my specific situation, I am part of a loan program that pays my entire tuition without me having to pay. The thing is that I have to meet certain criteria in order for my tuition to be covered. One of the stipulations of that loan program is that I have to finish my undergraduate degree within 6 years. And I've had it planned out perfectly to where this last semester is my last chance to get that loan program and complete perfectly within 6 years. So with it being my final semester and the fact that I don't want to have to pay tuition and not have any debt or anything like that, I am for sure going to be taking my classes online. Oh, and by the way, my college is going fully remote, fully online for the entirety of fall 2020. So I will be going online. That is just what's best for my situation. And to me, it wasn't even really an option. I didn't have to think about it at all. Honestly, even if I wasn't on that loan program, I am just so ready to be done with my undergrad. I feel like I've been doing it forever. I just want to be done and move on to the next chapter of my life. I'm going to get into some reasons, some valid reasons that you may be considering or that you haven't considered as to why you should not do online school and it's not the right choice for you. First of all, what's super obvious and super sad, you will not be getting the same social interaction whatsoever. Especially if you're online, you're not going to be on campus. I know some people are planning on moving in with their friends, but of course that is not the same as to seeing like tens of hundreds of your friends on a constant basis or other peers. And there's going to be no parties like whatsoever in terms of if you're going to be an online. So again, social life is just going to change drastically. You may be in a situation where you still have to live with your parents, and that can be tough for trying to balance online school for a bunch of different reasons. And if you're going to be doing online classes, there's a chance that you're going to spend a lot more time at home studying, being in class, interacting with social groups or whatever you can online. Maybe for you, you're in a situation where your home environment is not stable and it's not conducive for an online learning environment. So that's, a very easy answer that maybe you're just not going to be able to have private alone time or the resources that you need, like internet access, a desk, stuff like that for you to be able to do classes online. You're not really going to get face-to-face time with professors other than a Zoom call, which is so not the same as going to office hours. The office hours are going to be online. You're not really going to get to sit and chat with your professor like you used to. This is huge for science majors, medical students, and art students. You're not going to have access to labs. You're not going to have access to studios to do art or to dance if you're a dance major. And that is like everything for your major. If that's the type of major that you are, it's going to be nearly impossible to replicate it exactly. Or if you are going to be attempting to replicate it, it's definitely going to diminish in quality of education. Student organizations are not going to be the same. You're not going to be meeting in person. You're not going to be able to eat food with your friends. You're not going to have guest speakers. I mean, you could have guest Zoom speakers, which is cool, but you're not going to be able to meet with them in person. You're not going to be able to do group activities that require you to be in person. You're not going to be able to go to restaurants and go off campus and do student org stuff. That's just not happening. Really not going to get any hands-on experience whatsoever. Pretty much everything is going to be through a screen for the entire semester. You're going to be paying, for a lot of people, the same amount of tuition to sit at your computer in a room than if you were to be on campus, which, as we know, is just not comparable, and for many, just shouldn't be the same price whatsoever. I know, at least for my college, and I imagine that this is going to be similar considering the economic climate, there's going to be a lot less work opportunities, especially also because you're not on campus. So most of the work opportunities, the job opportunities that you could have gotten while you were on campus, just not going to be there anymore, or they're going to be really sparse, and there's going to be a lot of people competing for like a very finite amount of jobs. There might even be little research opportunities because it also costs money to fund research, so you may not be getting the same amount of research experience. And there's probably not going to be that many extracurricular activities related to student orgs. Depending on your situation, this is not the same for everybody, but for some people, college already offers a lot of free time. If you're not working a full-time job at the same time, then now you're going to have even more free time because you're not going to be, transporting to class. You're not going to be going to as many student orgs, parties, and stuff like that. Like, you're going to have a ton of free time. And if you're somebody who doesn't really know how to spend that at home, it may feel a little bit anxious that you're not getting a lot done in your day. Unfortunately, for a lot of students, there's going to be no sports whatsoever. So you're not going to have, again, the same social interaction, the same exercise, traveling, no sports whatsoever. And you might also be somebody who has a mental illness, or a learning disability that makes online learning just very challenging, maybe nearly impossible, and you won't be able to get the support that you need to have a successful semester. However, with all of that being said, there is something super important that I want to emphasize that I actually didn't think about, but I read in my school's newspaper that I think everybody should be thinking about. So a lot of this leave of absence idea is kind of operating on the assumption that maybe by spring semester or maybe by fall of next year, things are going to go back to normal. And that is a huge assumption that we're making because as of right now, there is not a vaccine. Of course, there's some being developed and countries have bought like millions of whatever. But again, we're kind of jumping the gun by assuming that, oh, you know what, I'm just going to take a leave of absence for a year and then I can completely avoid online school. And I read this really great article that I'm going to link in the description that was in my school's newspaper. And it was basically arguing that you can run, but you cannot hide from online school. It basically brings up the possibility that we may actually be enduring online school for a lot longer than we think and than we are planning. So again, if you're operating on the assumption of like, okay, I'm just going to take a leave of absence for a semester and then go back, or a year and then go back, you need to maybe plan for the idea that online school may be the option once again for next year. So this may maybe make you reconsider, well, forget all that. If we're going to be in online school for, who knows, maybe the next 2, 3, 4, who knows how many years, then maybe I should just get it over with and get this degree done as fast as I can. That's just something that I want you to consider, and that's not to discourage you from a leave of absence, because as I'm going to say, I am in full, complete support of a leave of absence. All of those are the things that I came up with that may be a reason why online school is just not for you, and why you should take a leave of absence this semester, or whatever else you're considering about not attending for the fall. Obviously, there are a lot more other reasons and situations and scenarios as to why online learning and the fall semester is not going to be for you, but those are just the things that I came up with while I was sitting there thinking about it. Now I'm going to get into some reasons why you are considering attending online school and why you should attend fall 2020 semester. Now, you may be in my exact situation. You're literally about to finish your degree. You only have one more semester or one more year left, and you just want to be done and you just want to get out. And no matter what the scenario is, you're just going to do it so you can get that degree and run. I'm totally with you there. You may also be in my situation where you are getting a loan, financial aid, a scholarship, and you cannot delay those at all, or you will lose them. And so your only option is to continue your education so that you can get a reduced or free tuition, whatever it may be. Maybe you're more introverted and a homebody like myself. Even before the pandemic happened, I lived off campus and I spent a lot of time by myself, and I've been sober for what's going to be 3 years now. So I did not attend college parties, and I love my alone time. So being home all the time and, not socializing on a regular basis is not particularly challenging for me. I mean, it is hard for me right now because, it's like a lot more strict, but I wouldn't say that I'm making a huge adjustment for going from like socializing a ton to like not at all. Maybe you have the opposite thing and you have a mental illness or a disability, and being online is a lot more conducive for your learning and makes it a lot more accessible. So for me, I have bipolar disorder and depression, and it can be challenging for me to get out of bed and get dressed and find the motivation to travel all the way to campus and be in class. So sometimes I might have a lot of absences or like more than average absences. But with classes being online, it is a lot easier for me to just kind of maybe roll out of bed, pop on the screen, attend the lecture, rather than doing the whole thing that takes a lot of energy that I just don't have. I also know other friends in the disability community who have wheelchairs or have chronic illnesses that make them much more comfortable or accessible at home. And now that like so many institutions are going online, it's just proven this entire time that disabled students could have gotten the accessibility that they needed. This is also something that I've heard from friends, but maybe this upcoming semester you've gotten a research opportunity that you can't or you don't want to delay, and you don't want to pass it up. So you're just going to attend the semester so you can get that research experience. Maybe you already have a job lined up for the semester, which again is going to be really hard to find, and you still want to get paid for that and you don't want to pass it up and you need the money. You also want to keep your school's medical insurance, because I've been recently learning that if you are not enrolled in classes, then you are not on the school's insurance plan. Or maybe you also want the mental health stipends and resources that your school is going to supply. I think this is a really good reason to go to the fall semester if you're a senior, and that is to use the career center or your career office to help you find a job in this absolutely dreadful job market that we're in right now. I think that is a great reason to continue going to school, so that you can get as much help with your resume, your CV, your whatever you need to get a job. Even though student organizations are not going to be the same, maybe you still want to be involved in student organizations because it's really important to you, or maybe you're going to be in a student leadership coming up this semester and you don't want to pass it up. Another option is to continue to enroll part-time so that you're still earning some credits, but you're not paying full tuition, I believe, and you'd also have a lot more time to maybe get a full-time job or work on something else. I don't know, and this can really depend on your situation. Again, maybe this speaks to one person out there, but maybe you're actually saving money by going online because you don't have to spend money on housing, transportation, a meal plan, etc. So those are all of my reasons as to why you may be considering that you should go online, and those are valid reasons. So I've just got to the end of this part of the video, and I realized I'm already 20 minutes in, so it's super, super long. So I'm actually going to save the leave of absence ideas and all of that I've filmed for another video. So if you're looking forward to thinking about what should you do with a leave of absence and finding out what I did on my leave of absence, because I did take a year-long leave of absence from school. If you're looking forward to that video, make sure to check it out when it comes out. I hope that this was maybe helpful for you in thinking about what decision that you're gonna make. I know for my college, on August 1st is the deadline for students to let the school know on if they plan on enrolling or not. So if your deadline is coming up, I hope that this video gets out to you fast enough so that it helped you consider some things and weigh your options. And let me know any other things down below that you think are valid reasons as to why you should go or not go to online school this upcoming semester. And now again, I'm gonna plug myself. So if you haven't already, make sure you check the description to get my links to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, especially Twitter. I am on there like constantly. I was looking at my screen time today. I hate that that's a thing on our iPhones, and my screen time is 12 hours a day. Yes, I can't believe I'm admitting that. It makes me so sad. Anyway, I've also been working on my blog and my website. I just uploaded a new blog post this past Friday. I think it was Friday. Yeah, this past Friday. So if you're ever so inclined, make sure you check out my website and check out my blog. Please leave a comment. I freaking love reading your comments. They make my entire day. So I would just love to hear from you. Again, if you want to be a part of my newsletter, make sure to sign up for my newsletter so that you can get the first email that's coming out this Friday. And finally, I've also been streaming some Animal Crossing on Twitch. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, definitely do that and check out some of my older videos. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a comment and like, and I will see you in my next video.